Good morning, pilgrims. I love the bells. The bells in the monasteries are always the best way to get up. Had a great night's sleep last night, of course. Had to wait until 7:30 because that's when the bakery opens. And we need to have a great breakfast before we head into the mountains. Because today, we have no support. Today is the halfway point of the trip. Yes, it is. Today is also probably the most difficult part because we need to get all the way up to the pass, gain about 1,000 meters of elevation gain. The first part right there, that section right there is gonna be the toughest, but it's gonna be a constant climb all the way to the top. All right, it's not as cold as I was expecting. It's cloudy, overcast. We'll take it as it comes. All right, let's enjoy that café con leche because it's gonna be the only one of the day. So there's a supermarket where I stopped by yesterday to get my supplies for the day. We got a sports store on this side. We got a pharmacy on the other. We got a few bars. We got everything on this town. What else do we have here? We have an ATM, which is good. And really quickly, let's check the weather forecast for the day because it's not looking good just by getting a glance at it. Hey, Meta, what's the forecast for the day?
Today's forecast is mostly cloudy, with highs of 18 degrees Celsius, 64 degrees Fahrenheit, and lows of 9 degrees Celsius, 48 degrees Fahrenheit. There's a chance of rain, mainly after 2 p.m., with precipitation chances ranging from 20% to 44%.
I did not want to hear that. Yes, it looks like it's going to rain in the afternoon. That's the forecast for down here. Remember, we're going to be at the top. And it looks like it's going to rain around 11 in the morning and then later on between 1 and 2. So I have my poncho at an arm's length and I have my umbrella. Did not want that to happen on the day where we have to climb, but that's how it usually goes. We're gonna have about a week when the weather's gonna be iffy, but then once we are at the top, it's just a nice descent for the next few days. All right, let's start climbing already, because I can see it. Just a small observation. Yesterday when I was at the monastery, I saw that they have a route that goes in that direction. So we're making a left turn to get over the pass. If you continue on down in the same direction that we were walking up here, you end up in Martigny. So which is pretty cool because I remember when I was in Martigny looking down the valley, wondering where it would lead me. And I guess it would lead me right here. So technically speaking, you have two options here. You can go to Pavia this way, or you can go to Martigny and over the Grand Saint Bernard the other way and make it even longer. So it's always great to have options in life. Of course, we're making the left turn. Of course, we're gonna stick to this Camino all the way to Pavia and beyond. Here we are in Santa Giada, and this might be the first for me because this is a very old church and it has the 3 apses and 3 altars. We're in luck because it was open. We were afraid that it might be closed. It looks like time has passed through here for sure, but it's gorgeous. Well, that's as epic as it gets, getting to cross over this bridge La Pendenta from 2024. Is 270 meters long and is pretty high up. It has a 15-degree incline and descent. And you can see all the way down below by the river where the old bridge is, where the old Camino used to pass by. So if you're scared of heights, if you can't tackle this one, then you have to do the original Camino, and it meets up right here. But it's gonna add a few kilometers and a few meters of elevation. This reminds me so much of the suspension bridges that I used to cross in Nepal when I was doing the Annapurna and Everest base camp treks. Love them so much. Over there, at one point, I was even running across them. All right. The morning has started out great. Couple of highlights, and now we have, I think, the steepest climb, you might say, of the day. Well, there you have it. That was quite the climb, I must say, through the forest. It was short and sweet and steep, but we made it. It definitely woke us up. And now we're just gonna follow this road, I think, until we make it to the forest area over there. And then we'll take it from there. Wow, man. I'm awake now for sure. And to do this with a 30+ pound backpack, oh yeah. Toilets on the Camino. I feel spoiled. Just like on the Via Podiensis, Camino Frances. Learn from this. This was nice. The sun just came out a little bit, and so did my fleece jacket. And I don't know. Let's take it as it comes, I guess.
The sign describes a monument featuring the three disciples of Emmaus and provides information about its design and creation.
Oh, so that's what that is. I cannot like these glasses anymore. I mean, before I would be completely lost, and now anything that I want to know, I just ask it and it gives it to me. Even flowers, trees, and landscapes and architecture. Incredible. By the way, have I mentioned that this series is brought to you by friends of the Via Francesca, Switzerland? Huh? Thank you guys for sponsoring this pilgrimage. Without your support, I couldn't be here today. All right, steadily climbing through the forest. Now I think it's gonna be like this for the remaining of the way, of course, but adding elevation as we make our way through the valley. The sun has been spotty. It is cloudy. If it rains, it rains. I don't want it to rain, not in the mountains. I prefer rains to come in the Po Valley if it's gonna happen. But of course, I have no control over that. So we have covered 3 kilometers already, which have been tough kilometers. Let's see how many meters of elevation does it say here. 310 elevation gain. 3.14 kilometers. Pi. I have walked pi. Let's continue. Herman was just telling me that this path, is probably the ancient path that pilgrims took when they had to go over the pass, because down below it was a river and unsafe. So let's follow the ancient pilgrim steps. All right, we've been climbing steadily with great views of the valleys. It opened up all of a sudden. There's a town down below, all the way down there with a hotel, in case you need to call it quits this early in the morning, or maybe if you want to walk past the monastery, make it to here. There's also a restaurant, not far, just down there. So maybe that could be your mid-morning break. And if for anything else, if all else fails, those 2 places are closed. We also have a shop back here when you can get some local supplies. If you want to see what they have, let's go in and check it out. Look at this. We got drinks, pies, we got honey over here. Wow, bread, local cheese. Let's see what they have on the fridge. Oh my God. Anything that you may want or need. And also, if it's raining too hard, you can hide from the rain right here. So you also have a shelter. Well, what do we have over here? A second suspension bridge. I'm definitely in Nepal right now. Well, it didn't take long for the heavens to open up. According to the sign in the previous town, we have about 4 hours, let's make it 5, to the pass, and it's probably gonna be in this type of weather. That's how it goes. You have to play it as it lays. As at least we have the road as plan B. In case it gets too nasty, we can just head over to the road. There's not much traffic at all, and that will be the quickest way to get up there. If it gets, worse than it is right now. Right now it's just a drizzle, but who knows what's in store for us right now. We are past the halfway point of the day. It's been raining on and off, drizzling for the most part. We already stopped for our lunch break And right now, check this out. The first patch of snow. I've been looking forward to it, but it's dry. The whole valley, all the snow melted away. You can see on Google Earth, the picture that they have there, all this area is covered in snow. So this is either a sign of what's to come, or this is it. It is getting a little bit colder, but nothing too big. So yeah, past noon, about less than 10 kilometers to go. And we have Hernan's friend is coming on the car to pick us up. And we're gonna stay at a hostel or at a hotel a few kilometers past the pass. All right. So there you have it, guys. Just remember that if you keep one foot in front of the other, eventually you'll make it to the top. There's the dam right there. Oh man, this reminds me so much of the climb to the Grand Saint Bernard's Pass. This one, of course, is much lower in elevation, but it is a good one. This is the tributary that eventually becomes the Rhine River, the massive one that we walk right next to it. This is the Medel Valley and the first village that we passed by. So that's what it's called. There's the dam. We had a special surprise, of course. Herman's friends, Valentino, drove all the way up here. He brought us some cookies and water, and he took all the way off our backpack. He's gonna meet us at the pass with his car. And the reason why is, I think he's gonna walk with us for a couple of stages, but the main reason is there's a hostel or an albergue or whatever you want to call it at the pass, which is closed. It's not open yet for the season. So we're gonna stay like 4 kilometers down the mountain, and then tomorrow morning he's gonna bring us to the top and we'll start from there. In the days ahead, we're gonna mix it up a little bit because of course we're entering the canton or the province where Herman lives. So we're gonna be staying at his place for like 4 nights, I believe, and we're gonna be taking public transportation to the start and from the end of the stage. So that will be good. It will be 4 days without having to carry 30 pounds. So I'm really looking forward to that. Check out the dam, man. I've never been so close to the bottom. We're gonna cross right over and then make our way up to the top and then walk on the road to the other side and then follow the road for like another 2 or 3 kilometers to the pass. As you can see, we got patches of blue skies and it stopped raining, so things are looking good. Yes, they are. And the accent on the E. That's a French accent. Well, guys, here we are. We finally made it to the top of the dam and the halfway point across as well. Look at that, man. The dam is almost empty. What a shame. But you can see the line. You can see the refugio all the way over there. You can see the trail right on top of the road. That is a first. We're gonna have essential plans, of course. Of course. Instead of taking the car down 4 kilometers, we're just gonna walk. Yes, it's still early in the day. It is 3 in the afternoon, so 4 kilometers down, well, after we get there, shouldn't take too long. And then tomorrow, we don't have to take the car all the way up here and then add that to tomorrow's stage. All right, we started all the way down there, and we're heading in that direction. The highest point of the Via Fransisca is here. Actually, it's a little further down, but symbolically speaking, I'm standing right on it. Alright guys, it is 4:10 in the afternoon, and after walking on top of the road, which was pretty cool, we finally made it to the pass. And over here we have the Santa Maria Hospice, where you can stay. I don't know when it opens. I'll leave you the info in the description down below. But then again, once you're up here, there's really nothing to do. We still have 4 kilometers to go. And it's good to see the other side of the mountains now, which I believe there's more snow on this side than on the side that we came up. There it is.
It appears to be a sign indicating that a business or attraction is closed for the winter season.
So according to the sign and Meta, of course, the hotel opens in 5 days. So we were a week shy of staying up here.
So here we have the sign on top of the highest point of the Via Francesca del Lucomagno, highest point between Constance and Rome. We are here at 1,978 meters. The distance to Rome, 1,255 kilometers from here.
Alright guys, here we are, finally made it to the hotel right next to the road. This is where we're gonna be crashing. There's nothing to do out here, but there's a restaurant inside and I'm dying to go in and have coffee. Not beer, but coffee. I don't know what's going on. I think I'm drinking way too much coffee at home because I have a slight headache. I've only had one coffee today and I need to address that. What an incredible day, man. It started out iffy with the weather, but then everything turned, and what an incredible walk over the pass coming down here. This side looks so much different than the other. This one looks so alive, so green. There's more snow in the mountains. I mean, just loving it. All right, guys, we just made it here in the nick of time, and it has been raining all afternoon. What's up with that, huh? It's gonna be raining tonight. I think there's a chance for a thunderstorm, and I'm staying here in this room, just wood everywhere. Look at my gear. Look at my gear charging on this side. Got a little bit of gear explosion everywhere, and of course, after taking the shower, I did laundry, and look. This grill is working. It's actually hot, so I think it's gonna do the trick real fast. All right, so I just had dinner downstairs with the boys, and what did I have? I had polenta e brassato, and I also had a green salad, closed it with espresso macchiato. I have to address my caffeine addiction now. I'm not drinking alcohol, but I'm drinking tons of coffee. Usually when I go off on a trip, I try to cut it out. Like when I did the Shikoku Henro in Japan, I was, for the most part, caffeine free over there. Let's see. Right now, we're officially on the second half of the trip. Usually when I get to like the start of any new Camino, I feel like like a fish out of water. And right now I'm on the treadmill. I know that I'm running on all cylinders. And in the distance is Pavia, Rome, and then on to Santiago. So yes, tomorrow is gonna rain. It's gonna be a rainy week on and off. The temperature is supposed to drop here in this region by about 30 degrees, but by then we're gonna be down in the valley. We were the first ones here for the season, so today is the first day that this hotel opened, and it's only the three of us here. Tomorrow morning we're gonna have breakfast at 7. Valentino is gonna take all our gear to the hotel, and we're probably gonna walk an extra few kilometers just to make the next day's stage a little bit shorter, just like we have done on the other side of the pass. All right, guess I'll see you guys tomorrow, bright and early as usual.